वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु स्फुटतरा या संविजृम्भते या ब्रह्मादिपिपीलिकान्ततनुषु प्रोता जगत्साक्षिणी सैवाहन्न च दृश्यवस्त्विति दृढप्रज्ञा यस्यास्ति चेत् चाण्डालोऽस्तु सतुद्विजोऽस्तु गुरुः इत्येषा मनीषा मम। ब्रह्मैवाहमिदं जगच्च सकलं चिन्मात्रविस्तारितं सर्वं चैतदविद्यया त्रिगुणया शेषं मया कल्पितम्। इत्थं यस्य दृढा मतिः सुखतरे नित्ये परे निर्मले चण्डालोऽस्तु सतुद्विजोऽस्तु गुरुः इत्येषा मनीषा मम। शश्वन्नश्वरमेव विश्वमखिलं निश्चित्य वाचा गुरोः नित्यं ब्रह्म निरन्तरं विमृशता निर्व्याजशान्तात्मना। भूतं भावि च दुष्कृतं प्रदहता संविन्मये पावके प्रारब्धाय समर्पितं स्ववपुः इत्येषा मनीषा मम। यातिर्यन्नरदेवताभिः अहमित्यन्तस्फुटा गृह्यते यद्भासा हृदयाक्षदेहविषया भान्ति स्वतो चेतनाः तां भास्यैः पिहितार्कमण्डलनिभां स्फूर्तिं सदा भावयन् योगी निर्वृतमानसो हि गुरुः इत्येषा मनीषा मम। यत्सौख्याम्बुधि लेशलेशतः इमे शक्रादयो निर्वृताः यच्चित्ते नितरां प्रशान्तकलने लब्ध्वा मुनिर्निर्वृतः यस्मिन् नित्यसुखाम्बुधौ गलितधीः ब्रह्मैव न ब्रह्मवित् यः कश्चित् स सुरेन्द्रवन्दितपदः यः कश्चित् स सुरेन्द्रवन्दितपदः नूनं मनीषा मम। यत्सौख्याम्बुधिलेशलेशतः इमे शक्रादयो निर्वृताः yachit, that it is, there is a this thing there, visarga there, we cannot elide it. Yat saukhyam budhilesha-leshatah Yat saukhyam budhilesha-leshatah Ime shakradayo nirvritaha Ime shakradayo nirvritaha Yachitte nitaram prashanta kalane Yachitte nitaram prashanta kalane Labdhva munir nirvritaha Labdhva munir nirvritaha Yasmin nitya sukham budhau Yasmin nitya sukham budhau galitadhihi. Brahmaiva na brahmavit. Yah kaschit sasurendra vandita padaha. Nonam manisha mama. Yeah. So last time we saw a little bit, I think, is left there. So, atam bhasyaihi pihitarka mandali nibham spurtim sada bhavayan. So, bha for bhasa, bha for knowledge, and bha for bhavayan means contemplation. Very nice, which shows the non-separation of the contemplator with the object of the contemplation, which is indeed Brahman, which is the subject. So, bha for object, bha for subject, bha, and then, which is like Pihitarka Mandala Nibham. Nibha here means like, Pihitarka Mandala Sadrisham means like this orb of the sun, which is as though, comes under the spell of the what? Clouds. And then you say, there is no sun, it is gone. But where is it gone? It's not gone. In fact, you see the clouds because of the sun. In fact, that which is not opposed to the covering. This is the beauty of Atma. It allows for the covering. It says, bring it on. Nothing will happen. Yeah, it accommodates the covering. Because Atma is unperturbed by ignorance. Oh, that means I am unperturbed by ignorance? Not yet. When you identify as Atma completely in all places at all times, then yes. But when one is in the process of knowing, one is still perturbed by ignorance, because ignorance doesn't perturb by itself. It just keeps having babies. And like rabbit. Rabbits, they are known to keep multiplying. And so like rabbit, amoeba, etc., 2, 4, 8, 12, like that, it keeps multiplying. And what are the babies of ignorance? I don't love myself. Somebody is mean to me. This person is not nice. I didn't get what I want. And why me? Why only me? This is a very important baby of ignorance. Very prized baby. Pet child. Yeah. So like this, the ignorance is not a problem, because, the Shunihi, the dog, cat, etc., they are all ignorant. They have no problem at all. Neither does the buffalo. Buffalo doesn't have a complex, I am too slow, and it's not nice. I have been misrepresented in the media. They equate me with tamas. My name has been dragged to the mud. My child is insulted. It doesn't think like that. Well, it can't read. Even if it could read, it will not think like that. Guaranteed. It will not think like that. It doesn't say, I have become the poster child of tamas, and I'm always, even Nandi, and Nandi, when the tamas is surrendered to Shiva, they misuse me. All bullocks rise, all buffaloes rise. We need to, we need to remove this smear. We need to start a protest. We need to really, what should we say, what's that? Come together, coalesce into a union. We need to unionize. Nothing of the sort. It doesn't have a complex centered on the self. Ignorance produces a complex only in the case of the human being. Special, dispensation. Why? Because the free will is just so much there. One is free enough to judge oneself. And therefore ignorance is a problem. And here what does it say? The ignorance even, but the ignorance is opposed to, what? The ignorance is become something that I need to get rid of for the ahankara. The ahankara is opposed to ignorance. Atma is not opposed to ignorance at all. Atma says ignorance, ajao, because you're not really there. nothing that Atma welcomes in and accommodates is really there. So it's throwing a party for the whole Jagat where there is no Jagat. Really speaking, what Jagat, where Jagat, how Jagat, who Jagat, there is nothing other than Atma. Jagat is dependent upon Atma, so Atma is not threatened even by ignorance. And so that is the whole idea here. Pihitarka Mandala Nibham, Spurtim Sada Bhavayan. That, that Spurti here means that I-ness, that beingness, that existence called Spurti here, sentience, that which makes everything come alive, including the ignorance, that which shines the light on the ignorance to bring it to light, so that one says, I know, I don't know, I know, I am ignorant. So that's Spurti, Sada Bhavayan. So identifying, Bhavayan here doesn't mean contemplating, identifying as that consciousness which is the truth of everything and which is so powerful that it even brings ignorance to light without needing to oppose it. And then what? Such person is called yogi, jnana yogi here. Yeah. And karma yoga has been done, it has fulfilled itself, then the knowledge has been pursued and the person is a yogi, one with everything. Yuj, to become one with it, to join, and the person has joined Atma, the truth of oneself, and so the person is one with the Jagat, one with Ishvara, one with oneself, and so there is no separation whatsoever. So what happened to the mind then? Niruvrita Manasaha, another attribute of this yogi. Niruvrita, not Nivrita. Nivrita means having, taken leave of the mind. No, here Nirvrita means the mind has become a source of contentment, happy mind. So the yogi is a happy mind, always happy, without any reason. Contented mind. The mind that is freed from discontent. Discontent comes from what? From a sense of lack. Because I didn't get what I want, or I got what I did not want, from a sense of lack or from a sense of resistance. Here, what is the lack? There is no lack. There is no lack. And then, what is the discontent? None. Because one is completely in touch with oneself. And what about the Jagat? One is in total acceptance of the Jagat. What about one's own body? Has given up the body, we saw in the last mantra, for the sake of prarabdha. Just like sometimes even when alive, people donate their body to science, let them cut it up, let them do anything, they just give it up for science. So like this person's body is given to prarabdha, whatever little, tinkering, tightening, loosening, maintenance, okay. But then beyond that, it is just, like a leaf. What is the destiny of the dried leaf, falling from the tree? It dries and it falls. And then the gardener runs behind this one, correct? And then bags it, puts it in a baggie, big bag. Along with other leaves, it's in a big bag. And then it is put on the road. Maybe it has to be collected and it goes somewhere. Or maybe, as he was bagging, this one escaped, jumped out, came and sat on the lawn again, and when stray cat started to bat it and play with it, that is its prarabdha of the leaf, and then it went and put it somewhere else, and then it, became part of the street. It went and fell on the storm drain, and then when it rained, it flowed like along with a little, rivulet of water all over town. It was ferried all across town, and it had, darshan of the whole of Eugene, and then finally it rested somewhere. Maybe it blocked the drain, and then it was unceremoniously removed and cast aside, and then it dried out again in the sun. By this time it was threadbare, and then it just became one with the elements. Same thing happens to Jnani's body, and in the olden days, there was no life support, there was no radiation if you got cancer, and there was no hospitalization, there was no hospice, nothing like that. And then the Jnanis would know when their time was up. and they had some drastic ways of dealing with that, which turns the stomach of the present generation. Like Adi Shankara just walked off into a heavily, lion, tiger infested forest. He just walked off, never to return. He said, my work is done and I'm just going to. This is what even animals do in the wild. They crawl off somewhere and just, pass away, they die. And another saint from South India, Raghavendra Swami, he just asked everybody to bring one brick. And they thought, oh, Swami is constructing another temple. They got very excited. It wasn't a temple, it was a tomb, a living tomb. He said Jivan Samadhi. And what he did was he basically asked his bhaktas to inter him while he was in meditation. He said, one has to go, my work is done. And when the last brick was left, for the bhaktas to peer and say goodbye, and then finally the last brick was also put in, and then sometimes they would hear the mantra coming from inside this brick tomb upon which a tulsi plant was planted, and sometimes it would be all silent. And the story goes that a distraught bhakta travelling from somewhere was so upset, and because he could not have the final darshan, and he came and wept at the tomb, and he had composed a poem for the Swami, for the Guru, and he could barely recite it. He could only recite one line, and the Guru recited the rest from inside, and therefore giving him, if not darshan through the eyes, darshan through the ears, audio darshan. So like this we have so many beautiful stories. And so nirvrita manasaha means there is no truck with the jagat, there is nothing to live for and nothing to die for, really. That's what the whole thing is. And we saw that with our own Pujya Swamiji towards the end, and he told me and he told many people, I have nothing to live for. And everybody was like, oh no, Swamiji, what happened? And immediately he would say, I have nothing to die for either. I'm not looking forward to either this or that. Both are same. Both are same. That is the thing. And once he joked also, my body has become a public domain, he said. It's no longer in the private domain. My body belongs to the masses, and they will do as they will. And then what did he say? But the pain only I have to bear. They cannot bear the pain and the discomfort. But that was the beauty of it, Nirvrita manasaha, not trying to be cheerful and having a false smile pasted on, that's not the point. And not trying to be stoic and above everything. That there is a certain freedom and that authenticity of that freedom here. A contented mind where one is not always, trying to be oppositional. That is what is talked about here. A mind that is in acceptance of whatever happens, and a mind that is totally contented with itself. So such a person is worth being called Guru. What is this Guru? The Guru is Mahavakya Upadesha Karta. So such a person is Guru, and is indeed Guru. Iti esha mama manisha. So my wisdom, my conviction is that such a person should be seen as a Guru. Now the last verse is fantastic. Yat saukhyam buddhi. In which oceanic contentment, ambudhi, ambudha is ocean, and ambudhi, ocean. So in this saukhyabdhi, saukhyam is shanj, swarthe shanj in its own sense, sukha, this ocean of happiness, ocean of limitlessness, ocean of contentment. In which ocean of contentment, ime, these, shakradayah. Shakradayah means, Shakra is another name of Lord Indra. So, ime shakradayah, Adipadat, all the celestials. So, here is this big ocean of contentment, this oceanic contentment which is oneself, correct? In which all these celestials, like strawberries dipping into chocolate, have taken leshatah dip, a small dip. One put the toes, one put the nose, one put little bit. So they all got a little taste of this oceanic contentment, even though they are what? Devatas. They are all celestials. Celestials means how come they should have the full contentment? No, even they need the knowledge. Indra especially, because the bigger the post, the bigger the ego. Indra, that's why in every Upanishad he becomes the quintessential Shishya, poor thing. In every Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Indra. And there, that must have been his first foray into Brahma Vidya, because he goes and threatens the Guru. He says, if you teach others what you have taught me, off with your head. He tells the Guru that. And poor Guru has got a stay order of silence, and the poor Guru is refusing to accept Shishyas and sitting there, and whoever comes, he sends them away saying, Indra is watching. So this is Indra. So obviously that darpa is there. That pride is there, and as long as that pride is there, one is not ready for this knowledge. The knowledge will not come. What to talk of contentment? But since it is punya pradhana sharira, that sukha is more than the miserable jivas, what they experience here. Even if one were to take an ideal type of the happiest person, let's take a very youthful person, because young means, you need that, You don't need to be old and cranky. So, young. But young and restless, correct? No. Let's say that this young fellow, let it be a man, because the more power, more balam, strength, and more acceptability in society, given the current state of affairs. So this young man is there, and then what? He is not restless. Not restless. He is in fact calm. How is that possible? Is something wrong with his brain? No. He is very well educated. And he is completely, what's the calm and well educated. No, must be a nerd. No. Sitting behind the computer all the time. Some kind of an accidental child prodigy. No. He is not a weakling. He is very strong. Oh, must be waffling here and there. No, he's of certain mind. He knows what he wants. Now, up till now, he's sounding like marriageable material. All the mamas, mama means uncles. All the mamas are thinking, yes, this is a correct kind of a person for my daughter. Let me fix the marriage of my daughter. Mommy, however, is a little more practical. What does mommy say? What is his earning? You can't eat good character and you can't eat education. What does he earn? Bravo, mommy. Well, here also you will be surprised that this, anything that is of value belongs to this person. Any job anywhere, you're really working for this person, let us say. A freak. No, the person is not a freak incident. How is this even possible? It is not. Therefore, it's an ideal type of everything that one wants. Whatever one wants. Kuch bhi ho. What does one want? One wants health, wealth, abundance, happiness, and the means to enjoy that happiness, good buddhi, education. And what job? Anything that is there, natural resource, mineral resource, everything. And, all the bank notes, in fact, the whole treasury belongs to you. What more can one want? Well, peace of mind, everything is there. So therefore, you have to say, okay, I don't think I want anything more. All right, let us make this ideal typical situation into one unit of human happiness, because this is the ultimate that the human being can reach, living in this body, living in this world. Correct? Sa eko manusha anandaha. Just to show you, I didn't make this up. It is from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Te ye shatam manusha anandaha. All right, Upanishad says multiply that by 100. This itself is impossible to reach. And now what is impossible is to, even if one is good in mathematics, to multiply this invisible amount. This if Brahman is not objectifiable, this is also hardly objectifiable. How to objectify this, quantify this happiness? So let us say that you somehow overcame this problem and multiplied this by 100. Sa eko manushya gandharvanam anandah. Then why should I sit and multiply this? Because now you have chanced upon what? The 1 unit of a low rung celestial by the name of not yet Manushya, not yet Gandharva, not yet given up Manushyatvam, not yet embraced Gandharva hood. This low rung accidental celestial, that is his or her 1 unit of happiness. Then you multiply that. Then you have what? Then you have Pitrus. No, then you have Gandharvananda. Then Ajanam Devanam Ananda. Pitranam Lokanam Chiraloka Lokanam Ananda. And then after that you have one more multiplication. Then you have it's a Eko Devananda. So that is 1 unit of these Indra etc's happiness. And here that is totally disregarded. That is just a little dip into this Saukhyam Buddhi, into this oceanic understanding of the self, which is limitless, limitlessly joyful, limitlessly contented. And these devas are happy just playing in the water, little bit. That is nothing. Oh, so I have to become a deva? And in order to become a deva, I have to have so much punya? It's too late for that. And what do I do? Is there a shortcut? Yes. Really? Yes. That same happiness is also belonging to this loin-clothed person. Kaupinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha. Kaupinavantaha means the loincloth is the only, not that person who has loincloth. That's a wrong thing. Because then everybody will go and buy one loincloth. That's not the idea. The one who only has loincloth. The one whose possession is limited to just the bare covering of the body, that too for the sake of the society, not for themselves. And so you can't say, the one who has loincloth, because then everyone will go buy one loincloth and say, maybe it's my lucky loincloth. That's not it. That's not the point. So here there is a little shortcut. You don't have to become Deva Gandharva, or this, or this Karma Deva. Karma Deva is those who bring joy to the other Devas. Yeah. Even they enjoy much more happiness than you, even though they are tea sellers, in the celestial realm. Right? And then what? And so, therefore, there is a shortcut. What is the shortcut? Because there is a refrain in this what I am chanting. Sa eko manusha anandah shrotriyasya cha kamahatasya saya eka te ye shatam manushyanandah. And then what? Sa eka chiralokanam anandah shrotriyasya cha kamahatasya shrotriyasya cha akamahatasya. So this loin-clothed person is sitting under a tree, has nothing to call their own, even the begging bowl is borrowed, and then such a person enjoys all these quote-unquote levels or hierarchies of happiness that one is, familiar with. So in other words, this Saukhyam Buddhi, this pool, this ocean of Ananda is not outside the scope of the contentment that I experience in the everyday. Oh, so it's only more magnified? It's not the question of magnified, it is limitless. So how to experience this? You are already experiencing this. Know the one who is experiencing this. In and through your tears, this Ananda is, this oceanic Ananda is upholding the tears. A few drops of the oceanic Ananda manifest as tears. That's all. That's all. It's not, it's not that it's not outside the ken of experiences, because, the Adi Shankara doesn't want you to go away thinking, what? That it is some special bliss, capital B. Horrible. It's not a special experience, because if it is a special experience, then it comes to an end. It is finite. It has a beginning, it has an end. There was a time it wasn't, there was a time it is, and now as soon as I experience it, it's gone. No. It always is there. And one doesn't understand that without, that without getting all the things, or getting rid of all the things that stand in the way of this experiencing this happiness is already being experienced. This happiness is not ragadvesha based. In fact, the absence of the ragadveshas is equal to this happiness, really. Because I don't have anything to control, I don't have anything to want to make it a certain way. I don't want anything other than what is there, and I am at peace. What more is needed? There is nothing that is curtailing my happiness, because whatever is there is an extension of me, has been understood as an extension of me, and therefore I do not have a truck with it. Finished. So therefore, Shrotriyasya, Shrotriya means what? The one who has studied this knowledge properly. Not ek bar, bar, lagatar. The one who has immersed in this knowledge is called Shrotriya. If you attend one class, you are not Shrotriya. Okay? Yeah. You are just Shro. That's all. In fact, it's just a show, not even Shro. So this is a commitment. This is a commitment, and this is a certain kind of a dedication where you immerse yourself in the knowledge. And this immersion is what is called here Shrotriyatvam. And then what? Akama hataha. Don't say akamena hataha. That's not how to resolve the compound. Akamena hataha means killed by lack of desire. No. No. Not destroyed by desire. Kamena nahataha. The one who is undestroyed, unperturbed by desire. The one who is not hijacked by desire, and when that is the person's demeanor, then only desirable things happen. That's what it is. In the life of the sadhu, only desirable things happen, because nothing is outside that desire. There is nothing undesirable. Everything is okay. So therefore, it is all okay. It is okay, it is okay, it is okay, it is okay. We will see, it is okay. Because one is in the moment. And the reason why, for the ordinary person who is not exposed to this knowledge, everything becomes a huge disaster, is because the mind, overreacts and goes into the futuristic overdrive. What does it say? What will happen now? Oh my God, this has happened. What will happen next? If that happens, then what will happen? And if that doesn't happen, then what will happen? And if that happens, but then this doesn't happen, then what will happen? And so one is a mess, because one has gone off, one has spiraled into the future, or one gets stuck and frozen in the past. How? Because that shock, whatever happened here, that was undesirable. That is what is a shock. A shock is an undesirable thing. Event, unexpected, undesirable event is a shock. And so the shock, confronted with the shock, it stimulates and triggers something from the unconscious. So the person gets, flung into the past or plummeted into the future. and therefore the whole life becomes a disaster. That is not here for the person who has learned to manage the desires and who is free of the hijacking tendencies of the desire. And so that person is called akamahataha, and such a person is free enough to just, be themselves, regardless of whether they get their way or don't get their way. In fact, their way is Bhagavan's way. So there is nothing that is oppositional. And so therefore, this happiness, which is very much only experienced in little bits, little bit of moksha Indra has, little bit of happiness Agni has, and a tiny little bit of happiness, what's his name, Vayu has. But here, this Munihi, this Guruhu, the one who is called Guruhu, is what has the whole, owns the ocean in which in which there is a delightful view of the devatas taking a dip. Who owns the ocean? This person owns the ocean. Who? The loincloth clad person sitting under a tree who has this knowledge. So this knowledge means you own everything. And then all these beggars, the devatas come, can I borrow your pool? Can I dip in your ocean? Can I go surfing for 5 minutes? Can I go swimming? Yeah, sure, come on, So this is what the whole thing. The one who owns this Saukhyam Buddhi is none other than the one who is knowledgeable. So that oceanic happiness in which even the exalted devatas, the celestials like Shakra, etc., they just have a little dip of contentment. Yat chitte nitaram prashanta kalane. So chitte in the chittam, not chit here, chittam, whose emotions are all subsided, whose tsunami-like emotions have completely, nitaram means completely, without going back. It's not that they have been subsided for 5 minutes because the person just woke up and has not yet gotten a chance to get angry. That's not the subsiding. The subsiding here is the total absence of any kind of an outburst. It's not a dormant volcano. It's a volcano that is completely dysfunctional. So prashanta kalane, in this mind, there is just prashanti. There is only shanti, there is only resolution. There is nothing there are no doubts, there are no fears. Nitaram sthiti. So the nishtha is pointed out. Nishtha means the abidance in the teachings and in the effects of this knowledge. And what is the effects of this knowledge? The effect of this knowledge is you. Is a transformed you. And what does this knowledge reveal? The knowledge reveals that it is nothing other than you. You are limitless, you are whole, you are not the source of sorrow. In fact, you are the source of this contentment, in which this oceanic, limitless contentment, in which the devatas beg to take a dip. Even the devatas say, they come with their swimming suits and their little tires, rubber duckies, and they say, can I take a little dip? And you say, gladly. You just enjoy the show. You own that which they want to borrow a little piece of. And, ironically, that which even cannot be made into pieces, still somehow they experience it lesha-leshatah, part by part, because they all have this subject-object duality. Subject enjoys the object, and then the object is subject to, coming to an end. So then the object disappears, the subject is left without enjoyment. Then the subject turns on another object and takes another dip and gets, fetishizes on third object and takes one more dip, and so long and so on and so forth. And then what happens? Nothing happens. This is just that subject-object duality is always there as long as one is waiting for a contact high of that happiness to be experienced alongside the object, or as a result of the object. Because when I do that, then I'm denying my own nature. It's a form of self-denial. When I put the stakes of my happiness on that thing, I am denying myself as that ocean of contentment. And so that's why I'm going to swim in this person's ocean rather than access my own ocean. Yeah. And so that's why the contact high, is just like the dog, chewing on the dry bone. And when the gums bleed, it gets happy. It thinks that the juice is coming out of the bone. The bone is a juicy bone. The juice is not coming out of the bone. The juice is coming out of the dog. Raso vaisaha rasaghyevayam labdhvanandi bhavati. Raso vaisaha atma. This atma is the source of all juice. Upanishad says. Rasa means essence, juice. And then what? Rasam hi eva ayam labdhva. Having gained this source of contentment, anandi bhavati. That is the ananda. All this is just little, pieces of this happiness, little just, incidental highs. But what they leave me more wanting. And ironically, the more wanting they leave me, the more I want to fulfill my wants. But here, paradoxically, when the wants die away and when they don't bother me, then I find myself, that I am the owner of this ocean of contentment, which is not a product. I don't have to produce it. It is already my nature that is obscured, like even the orb of the sun, by clouds, fog, eclipse, etc. And then what? Yachitte nitaram prashanta kalane labdhva munihi nirvritaha. So this sage has found what? That those things, we have already seen this, but just seeing this in relation to the words of the verse. So in which ocean the celestials take a dip, this Muni, Mananashilaha, so the one who is of a contemplative mind, has discovered this ocean to belong to themselves. Yat chitte nitaram prashanta kalane labdhva, munihi nirvritaha. So their contentment is based on the ownership of this happiness rather than what? Rather than just this piecemeal happiness, begged by the object-subject contact. Yasmin nitya sukham budhau galita dhihi. I love this expression. Galita dhihi, means the one whose buddhi has dissolved. The one of dissolved buddhi. Actually, that D in dissolve must be replaced by R. Resolved buddhi. Not dissolved buddhi, resolved buddhi. In fact, we don't want your buddhi to dissolve. Either before the knowledge or even after the knowledge. If buddhi dissolves, we are in bad shape. We are in trouble. Okay? So it's a beautiful expression. The expression is there that the buddhi here doesn't mean buddhi, it means ahankara. The one who owns up the dhi. Because the buddhi, poor thing, what will it do? It will just guide you in the correct way. But the one who says, I am intelligent, haha, I discovered this, haha, I have self-knowledge, that one dissolves. That is here called buddhi, but here the one who says, this buddhi, I am, the one who was previously identifying with the buddhi, dissolves. So the person is called Galita Dhihi. Galita Buddhi, yasya, Galita Dhihi. Galitam means, all melted. Yeah, dissolved. So, but then where is it dissolving or where is it resolving? In that same oceanic contentment. Yasmin nitya sukham budhau. There it was saukhyam budhau and here it is sukham budhau. Yeah, same thing. So in this oceanic contentment, the ahankara goes for a dip and melts. Like a salt doll in the ocean. It makes no difference to the ocean. It's not that when the salt doll melts in the ocean, it becomes more salty. Is there such a thing? No. And it's not that if the salt doll refuses to melt in the ocean's saltiness goes away. No. The ocean is limitless. And then this fellow, this ahankara going and committing suicide in this, a very happy event by the way, in this oceanic contentment is not going to sully the ocean. The ocean won't even notice. The ocean will not say, who are you, Vandyapa, did you come, did you go, why are you committing suicide? It makes no difference. It's like a little fish drinking water. It makes no difference at all. The ocean barely notices. It doesn't even have any idea that this thing is there. This one has resolved into me, and this oceanic contentment, which is the truth of the self, which is Brahman, which is Atma, doesn't say, oh ahankara, you have to surrender to me. Otherwise, no such thing. If it doesn't surrender, an unsurrendered ahankara, this ocean just shines the light on that. This limitless, knowledge just shines the light on the fact that the ahankara is still up and down. It is not surrendered. If it is surrendered, there is nothing to shine the light on. It is itself. It is self-referenced happiness. It is not waiting for this, somebody to come and, worship it, or somebody to come and surrender or not surrender. If somebody doesn't surrender, if one ahankara doesn't surrender, it doesn't go, Brahman doesn't go very bad. No, it just simply is. And that ocean here is called this ocean of Satchidananda. That existence, that knowledge which is beyond the knower-known divide, which is neither the knower nor the known, manifest both as the knower and the known incidentally, itself chidvapuhu. Of course, that is the description of the Panchadashi. And chidvapuhu, chideva vapuhu yasya. That is just chid. It is just consciousness. So in this ocean of consciousness, whether the ahankara takes a dip or not, it doesn't matter. The ahankara says, oh, the devatas are also getting this, I'll also get this. And taking a dip means getting into the classes. And then after that, it forgets itself. The ahankara as the knower is knocked off, and in the process of swimming, what happens? It is just embraced by the waters of the Upanishad, which is its true self. It becomes one with everything. So therefore, galitadhihi. So there, it's not that the person is lacking a buddhi. That's not the idea. So the ahankara has resolved, and then what? The one who is no longer a Brahmavit. Oh no, I thought the whole point was to become a Brahmavit. This one is not Brahmavit. No, Brahmaiva na Brahmavit. Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. So as long as I say I am the knower of, correct? There is a separation. That's where the ahankara. So the ahankara, it was swimming and suddenly its arm was missing. Oh, okay, just with this arm. This one is gone, hidden. This arm was also missing. Then it was swimming with the legs also gone. Then it was swimming with its torso. Then also gone. Only the head was left. And that too, glub, glub, glub. The whole thing just dissolved in this. It became one with this ocean. The head was, up till the head was there, up till the fact time that the head was remaining, it was spouting out a few thoughts. It was saying, I am Brahmavit. I am Brahmavit. I am the knower of... Finished. I am the Brahman. So that is what it was. The last gasp of the ahankara is given here. The difference between Brahmavit and Brahmaiva. Not Brahmavit, Brahman alone. And then what? Yaha kaschit, whoever such a person may be. Oh, it could be me? Sure. That's what we all hope. That it is definitely for you and it is you. So, yah kaschit, whosoever it may be, saha Surendra Vandita Padaha. Yeah. Surendraihi, Vanditaha, Vandita Padau, that is the one whose feet are worshipped by Indra himself. Why? Because Indra borrowed the pool. Don't forget. Indra borrowed the pool and the rubber ducky, and what is that thing they wear here to, those little lifesavers. Because Indra was afraid of becoming Galitadhihi, and so he was just bobbing up and down. And so the Indra pays obeisance, to the person, to this person who is the owner of this happiness, who is Brahmavit, na Brahmaiva, who is Brahman, and such a person is revered, whose feet are worshipped by Indra and others. So Surendra can also mean Brahmaji, Prajapati, everyone. But Indra here, because that chakra connection was there. So Surendrena Vanditaha Padau Yasya. So the one whose feet are worshipped by Lord Indra himself. Such a person is what? Noonam Manisha Mama. Such a person indeed is the Guru, is the one who is totally one with everything and who is totally free of any discontentment. Esha, this alone is what? Manisha Mama. Let's chant the whole thing. Annamayadannamayam Athava Chaitanyameva Chaitanyat Yativara Dhuri Kartum Vanchasi Kim Bruhi Gaccha Gaccheti Kim Ganga Muni Bimbitembaramano Chandala Vidhi Payaha Pure Vantaramasmi Kanchana Ghati Mritkumbhayo Vambare Pratyagvastuni Nistaranga Sahajananda Pratyagvastuni Nistaranga Sahajananda Vabodham Budhau Pratyagvastuni Nistaranga Sahajananda Vabodham Budhau Viproyam Shvapachoyam Ityapi Mahan Koyam Vibheda Brahmaha Yeah, now together. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Sputatara Ya Samvidujrimbate Ya Brahmadi Pipili Kanta Tanushu Prota Jagat Sakshini Saivahanna Cha Drishyavasviti Dhrida Prajnapi Yasyasti Chet Chandalostu Satujvijostu Guruhu Ityesha Manisha Mama Brahmaivahamidam Jagatcha Sakalam Chinmatra Vistaritam Sarvam Chaitada Vidyaya Trigunaya Sesham Maya Kalpitam Itham Yasya Dridhamathis Sukhatare Nitye Pare Nirmale Chandalostu satudvijostu guruhu ityesha manisha mama. Shashvannashvarameva vishwamakhilam nishchitya vacha guroho nityam brahma nirantaram vimrashata nirvyaja shantatmana bhutam bhavi cha dushkritam pradahata samvinmaye pavake prarabdhaya samarpitam svapapu ityesha manisha mama. Yatirvyam naradevatavihi ahamityantasfuta grihyate yadbhasa hridayakshadeha vishaya bhanti svato chetana tam bhasyai pihitarkamandala spurtim sada bhavayan yogi nirvritamanaso hi guru ityesha manisha manma. Yat saukhyam budhileshaleshataha ime shakradayo nirvritaha yat chitte nitaram prashantakarane labdhva munirnirvritaha yasmin nitya sukham budhau galitadhihi brahmaiva na brahmavit yah kaschit sa surendra vandita padaha nunam manisha mama. So this is how Adi Shankara, resolved the situation. If it was true that he said gacha gacha, or somebody from his entourage said gacha gacha, this is how he resolved the situation. This is not just about damage control. This is about the humility that comes with the knowledge. Very, very beautiful. So 2 announcements before we finish. One is this: tomorrow the time is going to change. Correct? Yeah, it's everything is going to be 1 hour earlier. So wherever you are logging in from, log in 1 hour early. Okay, and starting in the morning. It's going to change at 2 o'clock. That time we don't have class. Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning it's going to change. But the 7:30 class, etc. will all, if it was previously 7:30, you think it is 6:30. That's all it is. So it is going 1 hour ahead. So that means everything is going to happen 1 hour earlier, not just tomorrow, starting from tomorrow, every day. That's the first announcement. Second announcement, tomorrow this slot we will have Amrita Bindu. Because, we need a little help there and I'm happy to have a little extra time there. So we will do Amrita Bindu. Even if you've not been following it, doesn't matter, come, you can listen to that. It's a very nice Upanishad, very, pleasing to the ears and very beautiful. So you can listen to that. So those are the 2 announcements I had to make. And then if there are any questions, I can take them after the class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Yeah, any questions? Otherwise, we will see you at 4 o'clock today for what? Panchadashi. Yes. Om. 4 o'clock, not 6. Brahmaiva na Brahmavit.